Hello everyone. I hope you are studying well. Today we are going to continue with our biotechnology second video after the introductory part of the last biotechnology chapter. So here we are going to talk about mainly the process of biotechnology. In short, we are going to look into what are the different steps, okay, that we follow actually for this process of biotechnology. Now students, it may look like this chapter is very difficult, but trust me, this is a very easy chapter. Now quickly let's look on to the process of biotechnology. To go for biotechnology, we first isolate our gene of interest. What do we do, student? We first isolate the gene of interest, meaning first we identify what gene we want to introduce, so that becomes our gene of interest. So first we go for isolation. The first step is called as isolation of pure DNA. Okay, so you isolate the pure DNA from where you are going to take your gene of interest. Now what is this gene of interest, students? Gene of interest is nothing but the gene from where you want the expression or the special character you want from a particular gene, right? So that particular gene we are talking about here. Okay, so you isolate the DNA which carries your gene of interest. Now after that, what you have to do, you have got your DNA. Now a gene is a part of that DNA, so you have to cut this particular DNA out. So to cut, you use certain enzymes, so you have to cut the enzyme with the help of certain enzymes which are called as molecular scissors, about whom we are going to talk in our next video. Okay, so what are we doing? We are cutting whom? Cutting this gene of interest. Okay, cutting the gene from where? From the DNA. Okay, so first you isolate the pure DNA where you have the gene of interest, and now what are you doing? You are just cutting the DNA. So from there we are cutting the DNA. Okay, after we cut the DNA, now what is our next step, students? After we have cutted the DNA, what should be our next step? Our next step is separation of the DNA. Okay, separation and isolation of the DNA. Okay, what we do after we have just got this fragment out of this gene, now what are we going to do? There are many such fragments being formed. When you cut it, you have seen so many fragments you're getting. So all these fragments needs to be isolated, right? So you go for separation and isolation of the fragment DNA. Separation and isolation of the fragment DNA, right? So when you go for separation and isolation of the fragment DNA, students, what technique you use for this? You use a very important technique here which is called as gel electrophoresis. We are going to talk about this technique in detail in this chapter. Okay, so what is the method, students, we use for separation and isolation of the fragment DNA? Gel electrophoresis. Now there are different kind of electrophoresis like agarose gel electrophoresis, okay, SDS page, okay, SDS page, okay, there are many such kind of electrophoresis, okay, but here we generally go for normal agarose. We are talking about very normal agarose gel electrophoresis. Okay, so what did we do? We just isolated the DNA with the help of which technique? Gel electrophoresis. Now what are we going to do? We are going to take the DNA fragment out, okay, from the gel, because we have already separated it. So the next technique is elution or taking, okay, elution of the DNA fragment from the gel, okay, from the gel. So once you actually isolate the DNA fragment from the gel, what are you going to do? You are going to introduce it. And for introduction, students, what do we need? We need a vehicle. Okay, so that vehicle which we need, as for example, suppose today you have to travel from one place to another. You need a cab or a bus or a car. So you need a vehicle to carry you from one place to another. So what carries you from one place to another? A vehicle. Similar way, our DNA is also transferred from this place to this place by a vehicle, and this vehicle is referred to as vector. So what is acting as a vector, students? Vector is nothing but another DNA. It is generally another double-stranded DNA. Okay, so here there are different kinds of DNA. Bacterial DNA you use as a vehicle to carry your gene of interest. So what you do, I'm going to show you picture. Okay, so basically you are going to separate it. Okay, after separation you are eluting it with the help of gel electrophoresis, and now you are introducing this particular gene, okay, where into this particular vector DNA. Okay, so let's say this is my circular double-stranded DNA, which is the vector. So what I am going to do, I am going to introduce my gene. Let's say this is my gene into this vector. So I have introduced it into my vector. So if I want to introduce it into my vector, first of all, I need to cut this region. So that time my vector will be like this, cutted, right? So now we can introduce this gene here. When once I have cut it open, then only I can introduce this into my vector, and now this new combination of the DNA of the vector is called as recombinant DNA. Is called as recombinant DNA. Now let's quickly look into, gradually it will become very clear, students. Okay, so now let's look into what we were talking, elution of the DNA. Okay, to where? To the from the gel. Okay, from the gel, where are you keeping it? You are introducing it. You are introducing introduction of this DNA into your vector, okay, which is generally a plasmid. So plasmid is nothing but a vehicle. In bracket I'll write it as a plasmid. Okay, we are going to talk in detail about what is a plasmid, what is a vector, what is the enzyme which I am using here for cutting. Okay, what is my cutting enzyme or molecular scissor. So everything we are going to look in detail. This is just an introduction of the step, students. Okay, now once you have put the particular gene of interest into your recombinant DNA, so now what is happening is, now you have injected it, or you have actually put it into a plasmid DNA. So now this is called as your recombinant DNA, right? Now what you are supposed to do, once this recombinant DNA is also done, what is your next step? Your next step is expression of your gene of interest. So now to express this gene, you need a cell. So the cell which will accommodate my recombinant DNA is called as host cell. What is it called as? Host cell. So now I will introduce it into a cell. Which cell? Host cell. Okay, so let's write that. Transfer of recombinant into competent cell. There are various techniques for it, students. We are going to talk about that. Okay, so then we are transferring this particular recombinant into a competent cell or the competent host cell. Okay, right? Now what are we going to do after its introduction? We are going to select what? Select the recombinant. Now whatever we have introduced, like say I have a bacterial culture media. Okay, now say this beaker is having bacterial culture media, and I have introduced my recombinant DNA into it. may be possible that all the bacterial cell is not taking up this recombinant DNA. Whatever will take up this recombinant DNA will be called as transform cell. Okay, so whatever will take up this recombinant DNA is called as transform cell. It has transformed. Whatever will not take up, okay, it will be called as non-transform cell. It will be called as non-transform cell, right? So if a host cell takes up the DNA, okay, it is called as transform cell. Okay, so this selection of whether a cell is transformed or non-transformed is called as selection of recombinant. What are you selecting, student? You are selecting between whether a cell has transformed or not. That is called as selection of recombinants. Okay, and then what you do is you see the colonies. Okay, so you go for looking into colonies of bacterial cell where there is this recombinants, and once you look into this recombinants, you will get the expression of your gene of interest. So those recombinant will express your gene of interest, the gene of interest. Okay, now, so because it is expressing now the gene of interest, so it is expressing my proteins. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I am getting my product. So now I obtain, so obtaining, the next step is obtaining gene products. Okay, and once we have got the product, now I want it in mass. As for example, let's say the bacterial cell was producing insulin. Insulin I require in large amount, so I have different instrument to produce it, big vessels to produce it with the culture media, which are called as bioreactor, Again, every step we are going to see in detail. This is just the initial understanding. And then after the bioreactor, what are we going? We're going for its purification from the media and then giving it to the market. And that's what is called as downstream processing. What is it called as? Downstream processing. So I hope this is clear that that you're getting a recombinant, and this recombinant you are putting into a host cell. Okay, and this host cell may express, may not express. If it is expressing, it is a recombinant. Okay, so you select the recombinant, you get the colonies, you obtain the gene product, you put it into a bioreactor for large scale production. Why do you put it in bioreactor? For large scale production. Okay, and then you purify it by the method of downstream processing. Let's look into the picture once more. So you have a host cell, right? What you are doing in the host cell, you are introducing the DNA from the host cell, and you're taking a donor. That is, donor is nothing but your gene of interest. Okay, donor is giving you the gene of interest. You are fragmenting them by an enzyme which is cutting it, called as restriction endonuclease. We're going to talk about it. And then you stick it into the DNA of the host, and then you put it back, okay, into the host. Okay, and then you just go for its expression. Okay, now let's look into once more the entire step, that is, okay, construction. What are you constructing? You're constructing a recombinant DNA molecule. So you take a vector, okay, and you take your gene. Okay, so this is a gene. You have introduced this gene where? Into this vector. So now this new thing you are seeing with this gene is called as recombinant DNA molecule. Now this recombinant DNA molecule is introduced into a bacteria, which is now called as the host cell. Okay, now the bacteria carrying recombinant molecule will be called as a transform cell. So see here, the next step is transport into the host cell. Host cell is the bacteria, and in the host cell it is multiplying. So what is multiplying? The recombinant DNA molecule. Okay, and after you get this division of this recombinant cells, okay, what are you doing? You're getting the product. Okay, so you are seeing here numerous cell division results in clone. What do you mean by clone? Lot of copies of the same recombinants, and then the bacterial colonies you are growing in a solid culture media, and you transfer them into a bioreactor, and then from bioreactor you purify them by the method of downstream processing. Now with this, students, we are going to wind up with the very, very basic part of the understanding of the process of biotechnology. Here we have discussed mainly the steps of biotechnology, and we are going to go through each of this stage in detail. It's very important. We have to look into every enzyme. We have to look into what is a bioreactor, what is a vector in detail in our next video. Thank you.